Hello everyone, in this video we are going to discuss about Playwright assertions. So let's get started. In the previous video we have discussed how we can launch the browser, how we can navigate to a particular website, how we can fetch the title, how we can fetch the URL of that web page and some other actions, right? Navigate back, forward and refreshing the web page. Now let's understand how we can make use of Playwright assertions. So let's go to Playwright official website. Playwright provides a wide range of assertions. So we will be using assertions for validation. So we have auto retrying assertions. So this assertion will retry by itself if that particular assertion or validation is failed. So these are basically, you can say it is used for locators, right? So element is attached, checkbox is checked, element is disabled, element is enabled, element is not visible, element is visible. So these are related to locators. And we have another type of assertion, that is non-retrying assertions. Means if that particular step is fail, it will mark the test case as fail. That is how non-retrying assertions are working. Now this is something value to be same, okay, and value is not undefined. Number is more than the particular value which we are going to pass. This basically we will use for normal validations. Okay, so in these non-retrying assertions we have an assertion which is except value to equal, means the value should be similar, which is deeply equal and pattern matching. So we are going to make use of this particular assertion. So let me create a separate file for this. I'll create a new file and this is for assertions dot spec dot ts. Now, so same lines of code, I'll copy this entire file and I'll make use of the same code. But this time we are not going to perform all these actions. Okay, these are not required as of now. We'll just navigate to Facebook page. That's it. You're launching the browser, navigating to Instagram page, fetching the page title and URL, and then we are printing it, right? In this test case, instead of printing the title and URL, we are going to validate it using assertions. So what we have to do first step is that we have to use this expect. So expect is basically a Playwright assertion which will help us to assert the values. So now what I'll do, I'll copy this particular value and then we'll paste it here. Expect, so it is throwing you an error. So what it says is that we have to pass a value. What is that value? That is actual. So when we are doing the validation, we are going to do the validation something like this, right? So that is what is actual we are getting, whether it is matching with the expected value or not. So now actual value is something which we are getting from the browser when we execute the script. We are getting the page title here, right? So I'll copy this variable which has the page title and I'm going to pass it. This is our actual value which we are getting from the web page. And then we have a method that is to equal, right, which is going to compare whether it is matching or not. Now I'll say dot to equal. So this is a function and you can see it is going to accept expected value. Okay, it is going to accept expected value. So expected value we can pass it directly here. So what is the expected value here? That we are going to get it from the web page. So we are navigating to Instagram page, right? So let me do the same thing here. Now if you inspect this web page, so there will be something called as title tag. I'll search for that, / title. So this is the title of the web page. I'll copy this title and we are expecting that whatever the actual page title we are getting, that should match with the value which we are passing here. This is actual and this is expected. So I'll comment out this line and then save. Fine. So now let's try to execute and see whether we are getting the result or not. So I'll open a new terminal and then I'm going to say npx playwright test, and we have to give the path of this file. So I'll copy this relative path and then paste it here. Instead of backward slash, we have to use forward slash. Enter. So it started execution in Chrome browser. And okay, we are not able to see the execution because it is running in the headless mode, right? So we have to run it in a headed mode. For that, we have to say ---- headed. And now if you observe, you will be able to see the execution. It is navigating to Instagram page and then Facebook. After that, it will close. So we have executed one test and one test is pass. Now if you want to see the report, here is the command. So I'll copy the same command and run it here. You are seeing the execution. So if you enter into this, so we have navigate to Instagram page and then we are checking the value whether it is matching with the expected one or not. So once this is passed, then only it will go to the next step. Again navigate to Facebook and it is closing the browser. Now if you see here, before hook is handling the browser part and after hook is closing the context. Okay, so it is handled by itself. Now I have to compare the URL as well. So for that, what I'm going to do, I'm going to again make use of the same function expect. This is our actual URL which we are getting from the web page, and that should be equal to, okay, to equal to the value which we have here. This is the expected URL. Paste it here, save, and I think I close the terminal again. No, it's there. So Control C to stop this. And now again I have to run the script, right? So already we have that in the history. Run it again. And this time it will validate the title as well as URL. Done. Execution is completed. So this is for the positive case. What if the page title is not matching, right? So what will happen in that case? Let's see that. Instead of validating with Instagram, I'm going to change the expected title here to Facebook. So now, do you think it will work? Definitely not. It will fail your test script in this particular step, and these next steps will be skipped. So now let's see that. It will navigate to Instagram page and you can see execution stop. And clearly you are able to see the error here. The error is what we were expecting was Facebook, but what we have received, that is Instagram. Both are not matching. That is the reason the test script is failed here. Now if you see, it is navigating to Instagram page and in this particular step the execution is stopped. It is not going to verify the URL and it is not going to verify, means it is not going to navigate to your Facebook page. The execution is stopped in this particular line only. So this is how we can make use of assertion. There is one more case. Let's say in this particular step our validation is failed, but still I don't want to stop the execution. I have to continue, and then at the last I want to understand whether the script is failed or not. So there will be some cases which are not that much important, but still we have to validate. Okay, so in those cases we are going to make use of soft assertion. So Playwright provides soft assertions as well. So if you see here, we have a soft assertion option. So there is no much change in that. After expect, we have to just add dot soft. That's it. So that will be considered as soft assertion. So let's do that changes. So now we clearly know that in this particular step our validation will fail, right? So for that I'm going to use dot soft. So in soft assertion, what happens is that even if the validation is failed, it will not stop the execution in that particular line. It will continue till end and then only it will stop the execution, and at the last we are going to get the result as pass or fail. So let's try to execute this script now. So I'll run the same previous command. You see it is navigating to your Instagram page and then again it stopped the execution here. Why? Because see, I have made the changes. But those changes are not saved. That's why it is executing the previous code only. Silly mistake. Save it, and then I'm going to close this, clear everything, and then I'll run the same command. It is navigating to your Instagram page, then it will navigate to Facebook. After that, execution will be completed. So even after execution is completed, we are seeing that our test script is failed. So if you see here, it is one failed. What is the reason? Reason is this one, expected Facebook, but we are receiving Instagram. That's why this is fail. Now, if you see clearly, it is going to the next step execution as well. In the previous execution, if you observe, it was stopping the execution in this particular line. See, after that, it was not continuing the execution. But in this case, if you see here, it is going to the next step. It is validating the URL, then it is navigating to your Facebook page. After that, execution is completed. So this is how it will work. So we have one more case, okay, where we can give our custom message. For example, we are validating something and we have to clearly know by looking into logs that that is failed. Okay, so in that case we can make use of custom accept message. Now what we'll do, we know that in this particular line it will fail, and then I'll add a message here. I'll say title is not matching. That is why this particular step is failed, or this validation is failed. Save, and then I'm going to run this again. So to stop this, you have to just press Ctrl C, and again I'll clear this, run the same command. Execution is completed, and then we'll be able to see the result. So if you see here, in the previous example, we just had error. Okay, there was no proper message. Now, if you see in this example, by looking into this error message only, we can understand that title is not matching. That is why our test script is failed here. Okay, so this is how you can make use of custom exception messages. So in this video, we have discussed how we can use hard assert, how we can use soft assert, and how we can use the custom exception message in the Playwright. So if this video was helpful, please subscribe to my channel, and in the upcoming video we are going to discuss about Playwright locators. Thank you for watching this video. See you in the next one.